Welcome to my July 4th message for you as I share your heartache by J. Claude McDaniel. Please share this message with others that are affected by being alienated from their loved ones on this special holiday.
Hello everyone and happy 4th of July. Soon America celebrates independence, the freedom to live without oppression and control. While families gather for cookouts, fireworks, laughter, and traditions, I know many of you are facing a very different reality. Many of you will spend today alone. Not because you stopped loving your children. Not because you walked away from your family. But because someone else created a toxic environment that separated the people you love. If that's your situation today, I want you to hear something that I wish someone had told me years ago. You are not responsible for another person's manipulation. Many alienated parents spend years asking themselves, what did I do wrong? The truth is that narcissistic alienation is not built upon resolving conflict. It is built upon controlling the narrative. The alienator often creates an environment where facts become less important than emotions, appearances, and carefully crafted stories. They portray themselves as the victim while quietly painting the targeted parent as dangerous, uncaring, irresponsible, unworthy, or worse. Over time, these repeated messages become the child's reality. Children naturally trust the parent they spend the most time with. They depend upon that parent emotionally and physically. When they repeatedly hear negative messages about the other parent, they often accept those messages as truth, not because they have investigated the facts, but because their survival depends upon maintaining peace with the parent who controls their environment. This is not hatred that develops naturally. It is hatred that has been carefully redirected. Eventually, many children become afraid to express affection toward the targeted parent. Even simple acts, making a phone call, sending a birthday card, accepting a hug, or saying "I love you," may produce guilt, fear, or anxiety. Professionals agree. The secrecy becomes part of the conditioning. Many children learn that loving one parent feels like betraying the other. That is one of the greatest tragedies of parental alienation. I'd like to share one of my own experiences. My son's birthday falls on July 4th. According to the custody order, I was entitled to have him every other 4th of July. On paper that sounded fair. But reality was very different. His mother owns a home at the New Jersey seashore where every Independence Day except one became a celebration filled with relatives, friends, fireworks, boardwalk rides, parties, and activities that no ordinary father living a whole state away could possibly duplicate. Although the court order said one thing, the emotional pull of those celebrations said something entirely different. How could a quiet day with Dad in Pennsylvania compete with a holiday surrounded by excitement at the shore? How would the victim understand at any age? It wasn't simply about fireworks. It wasn't simply about birthday celebrations. It was about creating circumstances where choosing Dad became emotionally difficult but easy to reject. Over time, almost every 4th of July became unavailable to me. A fair custody agreement existed on paper. However, the family dynamic had already been reshaped in practice. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only tactic. Many targeted parents become familiar with manipulation that includes false victimhood, selective storytelling, exaggerations, carefully timed accusations, rewriting history, withholding information, interference with communication, and creating situations designed to make the targeted parent appear unreliable, uncaring, or worse. Often, these actions occur quietly, behind closed doors, where there are no witnesses. The goal isn't simply to win an argument. The goal is to control relationships. For the targeted parent, this creates years of confusion. For the children, it creates years of divided loyalties. As in my case, many children eventually become adults carrying emotional burdens they don't fully understand but are totally convinced are true. If you are one of those adult children watching today, I want you to know something. You are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to examine your memories. You are allowed to speak with both parents. Truth should never fear investigation. If your relationship with one parent was based upon facts, it will survive honest questions. If it was built upon manipulation, truth has a way of revealing itself over time. And to every alienated parent watching today, I know holidays can be the hardest days of the year. Birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and yes, Independence Day. These dates remind us of what we've lost, but they also remind us of something else. No one can permanently imprison truth. Many alienated children eventually begin asking questions. Many eventually recognize inconsistencies. Many eventually reconnect. Not every story ends that way. But enough do that hope remains worthwhile if the victim can wait and will still exist. So today, while America celebrates freedom, I encourage you to celebrate another kind of independence. Freedom from believing every false accusation. Freedom from carrying guilt that does not belong to you. Freedom from measuring your worth by another person's lies. Freedom from allowing bitterness to consume your future. If not fully alienated, continue becoming the kind of parent your children may one day rediscover. Live honorably. Speak truthfully. Keep your heart open. Document the truth. Protect your integrity. And never stop believing that truth has remarkable endurance. To everyone spending this 4th of July without the family you love, you are not forgotten. You are not alone. There is an entire community of people who understand your pain because they have walked the same road. May this Independence Day become more than a national holiday. May it become the beginning of your own independence, from manipulation, from false guilt, and from the toxic environment someone else created. Thank you for spending part of your 4th of July with me. If this message encouraged you, please share it with someone who needs hope today. And remember, sometimes the longest journey isn't across a state. It's the journey back to the truth. Happy Independence Day and may God bless you and your family. Claude McDaniel, author and coach.
This has been a special video. Please check our site for our regular episodes.